Hello and welcome back to another Schedule 1 tutorial guide. In today's video, we are going to be looking at some of the best mixtures in the entire game for Coca. We're going to be going over 4 different recipes. The first one's going to be the most expensive recipe in the entire game. That will be 8 ingredients. We are then going to show you the most expensive 4 ingredient recipe, and then we'll have 2 different wild cards, which are either useful or funny. So to start things off, heading into the most expensive recipe in the entire game for Coca, that is this one here. For me, it is called Tokyo Diesel. With these names being random, yours might be a little different. The price of this mixture is $735. As far as the ingredients cost for this recipe, that is going to be $42, making the net earnings for this one being $692. As far as effects, this one has the classic expensive recipe look. It's going to be that green alien glow with the single eye, and this one does also give you anti-gravity. So if you do have this recipe, it's probably not that viable to use it to get away from cops, being that you can fetch so much money for it, but in a pinch, if you do need to take off, it is pretty good in that area. Overall, this recipe does have 8 different effects, and that includes foggy, bright eyes, tropic thunder, glowing, green-faced, anti-gravity, zombifying, as well as cyclopean. Now, as with all of these recipes, you typically can get away with 10 to 20% increase for the asking price. So for this one, you can do asking price somewhere around $835. It does just make things simple because you can just click plus 100 when you're doing door-to-door sales. And again, this is the effects on the clientele. It does get rid of all their hair, their head grows, and then they look like a straight up alien. It is quite funny when you sell it to a couple different people around the map and everyone has this alien look. It makes it a bit easier to tell who you've already sold to because, I mean, look at them. Best part about this recipe is through the text message counter offers, you are going to be able to get $1,000 per piece. Here we have Greg offering $910, so we're just going to crank that up to $1,000. And as you can see here, okay, fine, what time? Again, here we have George offering $900. We're going to counter offer, crank that up $100, and just like that, it is accepted. Surprisingly enough, Doris offered us $1050 for one. We counter offered to $1,100 and she said no way. So I would say the $1,000 price point is probably your best bet. George, my man, you ready for this $1,000 Tokyo Diesel? Yeah, I know you are. Not too shabby, eh? It would have to be pretty dang good to be paying $1,000 for one piece. Hey, you know what, George? It matches your shirt too. As far as the recipe, it goes like this in order. We have motor oil, Coke, the white pills, gasoline, Coke again, battery, horse semen, and then mega bean. I know a lot of you guys in the comment section have been mentioning how the 8 ingredient recipes aren't exactly ideal because you don't want to be in the lab all day making them. We talked about this in the last video, but as an example, if you use 4 different mixing stations, you're going to be able to make your entire process that much more efficient. There's 2 different methodologies. One is you could make 5 on 4 different mixing stations. That way you can make 20 of this recipe in the same amount of time that it would take to make just 5. Or by using these 4 different mixing stations, you're going to be able to make 80 in the same time that it would take you to make 20, being that you're going to be making 20 on 4 different stations at the same time. At the end of the day, it's all a personal preference. If you are someone that prefers something more like a 4 ingredients recipe, well, you're in luck because the next recipe is going to be just that, only 4 ingredients, yet it's going to catch a very high price. The mixing process for this $1,000 recipe is being sped up, but if you look at the top of the screen, you are going to be able to see the entire recipe again in order, in case you missed it before. Now heading into our next mixture, which is only a 4 ingredient mix, and this one fetches a very high price, $423 for the market value. You can go ahead and crank that asking price up to somewhere around $480. Now, as far as the effects, here you go. Nothing too crazy to write home about, but this one's more about finances here. I tested nearly 100 different 4 ingredient mixes for Coca, and this one was the absolute highest price. It does have somewhat of a comedic effect here. Changing of the race, bigger head, glowing blue eyes, a little bit of electricity, and those pasty white nipples. The full effects list are slippery, electrifying, long-faced, and tropic thunder. As far as the ingredients cost, that is only at $28, bringing the net profit to $395 if we're just going off the market value. For the door-to-door sales, let's go ahead and try $470. Bada bing, bada boom, that one's accepted. And here we go, here we have the effects on Chloe. Not too shabby. You doing all right there? Kind of freaking me out with that face. What are you smiling at? She's following me with her eyes. It's creeping me out. Now here we have our priest friend Walter. If we just sell him one at market value, it's at 74%. If we do crank it all the way up to 500, that's going to put it at 60%. So there's still a pretty good chance they will accept it. Not too shabby. Door-to-door sale for 500. One more time, the effects. He got really black. He's like freaking out. You alright, bud? Why are you watching me? You're a priest that just did drugs. I should be watching you. Did you pay me with the church donations? Huh, Walter? Huh? Even though this recipe is only 4 ingredients, it is fetching quite a high price here with some of these text messages. Here we have Austin, who is willing to pay $5.80. I think an appropriate amount to ask is $600. $600 is honestly a really steep increase. It seems like he's all about it though. Here we have Fiona offering 3 for $1,500, which is just over $500 a pop. Let's go ahead and crank that up to $1,800. So at $1,800 for 3, this would be $600 a pop. Let's go ahead and see. Boom, she went ahead and accepted that. One last tester, we have Kevin here for $5.50. We'll crank it up to $600. And boom, what time? So this recipe is going to easily be able to fetch $600 through these text messages. Again, as far as ingredients are concerned, this one is Viagra, Addy, motor oil, and then horse semen. So $28 for the ingredients cost. You're gonna be fetching anywhere from $500 to $600 with this recipe. For only 4 ingredients, you can't go wrong with this one. Again, out of the 100 different recipes that I tried, different combinations of 4 ingredients, this one was the absolute best. There were quite a few that I were able to get just over 400, but this one at 423 is just a really good mix. So bada bing, bada boom. Again, yours may not be called Sexy Crystal, sorry to say, but no matter what, if you do use these 4 ingredients, you are going to get the same effects and the same price. All right, now heading into our next recipe. This one is going to be our most funny. I would say this one and the next one are both in the funny category, and they both happen to be 5 ingredient mixes. This one is going to do the seizure inducing effect, which is my absolute favorite, and it's also going to have an explosive effect. After about 15 seconds, the person who is seizing on the floor will blow up. So the price on this one is $2.79. For this one, we probably could crank it up to, let's say, $3.20. You can clearly see that this one's only for comedic purposes, being that this one's a 5 ingredient recipe, only fetching $2.79, whereas the previous 4 ingredient recipe was, what was it, $4.27. So definitely not the best for money making, but it does have the capability of creating some good laughs. As far as the ingredients for this recipe, this one's going to total only $21, and the full effects list is gingeritis, sneaky, seizure inducing, generism, and explosive. So when your character does smoke in, obviously he's not going to have the roll on the floor seizure, but this is what it is going to look like. Shaking side to side, you see the blue eyes, and you also begin to hear that little ticking sound. That ticking sound is going to begin to increase in speed, and once it gets to a tick, 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 it is going to eventually blow up. Officer, I'd like to have a word with you. I need to ask you a question. You would? I can walk with you, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Earl, you might want to watch out. Got him. When you are doing door-to-door sales, you probably can go ahead and crank this up. Let's do $3.19. Bada bing, bada boom. Not too shabby. Oh, you alright? You okay there? She's tweaking, dude. She's freaking tweaking. You alright there, Doris? You're spreading your legs? Close them legs, girl. Yo, Chloe, you heading to work? $3.19. How's that sound? Get you a little taste. Oh, shit. You alright? Alright, let's hide in the dumpster. Oh, damn, you throwing that thing back. You arching that back, girl. Dang. Cranky Frankie, you good? You seem worse than that, brother. Trent, what's the matter with you, boy? I know you've seen some violence. Here I am still hiding in the dumpster. The coast is clear, brother. So yeah, at the end of the day, the seizing effect, in my opinion, is the funniest effect in the game. And this one having an explosive finale just makes it an A-tier mix, in my opinion. You get to first watch him seize out, and then you get to watch a little bit of fireworks. Poor Doris is still knocked out. You good, Jerry? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jerry, you sold him this. What do you have to say for yourself? Jerry. My boy, Jerry. I would imagine our counteroffers are going to be able to get in the ballpark of $400. So we have George with our first text offer, 3 for $1,055. which I think puts that around $3.40 a pop. Let's go ahead and counter. Let's try for $1,200, which would make it $400 for each. Let's go ahead and see. Bada bing, bada boom. First one done, $400. Here we got Lucy offering 2 for $775. So to get 400, is it asking much more? 2 for $800. Bada bing. That one's not too bad. One more. Here we got 3 for $11.70. Again, only going to need to increase it by 30. Let's see. So with this recipe, you should be able to easily fetch $400 a pop for these text message offers. It looks like one of the explosions knocked over this car, so sorry, Mr. Policeman, you're gonna have to fix that. As far as the recipe list, you can see that down at the bottom of the screen. Cuke, donut, donut again, gasoline, and then iodine. Although this one is a 5-ingredient mix, those 5 ingredients are really cheap. $21 is next to nothing. So it's gonna take a bit more work than that 4-ingredient recipe, and it's also not gonna pay you quite as much, but you are gonna be able to see people not only seize on the floor, but also explode at the end. So definitely let me know down in the comment section if you think that this recipe is more worth it than that previous 4, or go ahead and let me know in the comment section if you prefer this funny recipe or the next one I'm about to show you. Now heading into the 4th and final recipe for this video. This one again falls into the funny wildcard category, and this one again is a 5-ingredient recipe. I try to keep most of the recipes lower for all of you guys that were complaining in the first video. Again, yours won't have this awesome name because the names are randomized, but the market value after you use this recipe will be $3.72. I'd recommend cranking the asking price up to somewhere around $400. The reason why this recipe hit the list is because it has both zombifying and explosive. It also has bright eyes, so it's going to be a bright-eyed zombie look, and then after about 15 seconds your customers will then blow up. So here we go. Here is a tester of what the product is going to do to you if you yourself do smoke it. Here you go. You got that zombie look. Looks like the bright eyes doesn't actually work with zombifying, but still classic zombie look. I have a really good idea for this for the customers. I'll be showing you guys in a second, but first let's go ahead and pay a visit to these coppers, eh? Hey guys, I had a quick question for you. You mind if I say a word to you? Don't mind me, I know I look like a zombie, but oh, sorry about that. As far as the ingredients cost for this recipe, that is going to be about $20, so not too bad as far as costs are concerned. So I have a really fun idea. After we sell the products, because it is going to be a zombie, we're going to be using our bat to knock the zombie out, and then I want to see if the timer still goes, and then we can pick up said zombie and place it wherever we need it to make an improvised explosive. Yo, my boy Keith, I got this new stuff. It's called Dream, you know what I'm saying? So why don't you go ahead and try that out for me? What the? You alright, Keith? Zombie bitch. Just as I expected. You zombie trash. Guys, you forgot your zombie. Forgot your zombie. Oh, dang, girl. You alright? Look at Jerry. You worried, Jerry? Come on, Jerry. Knock it off. You ain't scared. That's it, Jerry. Gonna burn your belly. Wake up, Jerry. Wake up, Jerry. Turns out my strategy worked out pretty good. Let's go ahead and stick to 400. I feel like that's probably a better price point for it. Appreciate you, Billy. Yeah, light that thing up. Billy, I don't mean to alarm you, brother, but you're a zombie. You're a fucking zombie, dude. That's it. Get in the dumpster, Billy. Our boy Billy, he'll never be the same. Overall, the zombie explosive mix, very funny. I really like it. Not only do you get the satisfaction of making your customer a zombie, but then there is the ice cream at the end with the explosive. As far as the text message deals, looks like people are offering anywhere from $350 to $400. Let's go ahead and counter offer here at $400 a pop. That one was accepted. This offer was 2 for $775. Let's go ahead and try $450, which would put 2 at $900. We'll see if $450 a pop will get accepted. And yeah, it did. Holy cow, here we have someone 6'4", 2,300. I'm not gonna try to do the math here, but I know it's just under $400 a pop. 450 would have it at $2,700. It looks like with this recipe, you're gonna be able to secure 400 to 450. Now, if you do check the bottom of the screen, you can go ahead and see the recipe there. It's gonna go Coke, gasoline, Coke, battery, and then donut. All really cheap ingredients, which made the total ingredient cost, yet again, $28. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and mix it for you guys, just so you know I'm not pulling your leg. All in all, again, this is a really solid recipe. There was a time not that long ago where I spent days trying to find a single zombie recipe. So now being able to make a zombie explosive recipe, I'm not going to complain. I really like this one. You still are getting quite a good price. It's still obviously not as good as that monster 4-ingredient recipe from earlier in the video. But again, this one's all about humor. If you're trying to do some RP or make some content about zombies, then hey, this one's going to be the right mix for you. With the 4th recipe complete, that about wraps it up. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like and comment down below. Go ahead and comment and let me know which of these recipes was your absolute favorite. On this channel, I am going to be dropping all kinds of different tutorial guides for Schedule 1. So if that is something that's going to interest you, I recommend subscribing and turning on those notifications. Both links for the Schedule 1 Discord and my personal community Discord are going to be down in the description box below, so I hope to see you there. For all of you that did make it to this portion of the video, consider yourself my friend. I truly do appreciate you, and I hope I see you next time.